Good morning, people, and welcome back to another episode of the Prefix and another preview. And this time it is Chelsea who travel to Elland Road to take on Leeds today at 6 p.m. Saturday, 13th of March, which is a good timing. I like the timing. It's an early kickoff. It's the first kickoff of the day, so I like the first kickoffs because it's very much in my time zone. It works well with my time zone. So I'm not gonna sit here and say this is one of the biggest games of the season, because it is not. It's definitely not. We have a lot of big games coming up, and we just played a whole host of big and tough games over the last 2 weeks. This game, although not a very big game for the players in terms of the stakes, but in terms of the fans, in terms of the history behind these two clubs, it is a massive game. Players will be playing for pride in this game, and more than that, we will be playing for the 3 points, which will help us to cement our spot in the top 4 this season. We do have a couple of tougher fixtures coming up, including Manchester City and Atletico Madrid, so we want to grab as many points as we want when we can. So why not go and win this game, boys? Why not go and win this game? We can. We know we can. We have the momentum, we have the quality, we have the tactics. Everything that we need is at our feet. Let's go and get this win. But before that, before I come to Leeds, and before I talk about anything regarding Leeds, there are a lot of transfer rumors going around. Loads of transfer rumors, outgoings, incomings, lot of different things being thrown around. And if you would like me to make a specific consolidated video on the transfer news around Chelsea Football Club, let me know down in the comment section below, and I will make one for you. Let's just dive into the game then. Till then, let's just dive straight into the game. So today's game is going to be very interesting because the two teams could not be more different. There's one team who likes to play expansive attacking football with various combinations and triangles and hexagons and various other shapes, and work and outpace almost every team in this league with their work ethic and work rates in every part of the field. The way they interchange positions, the way they understand which player is where and what combination and what transition to use at what point is very, very drilled in. You can see it's drilled in because you can see specific patterns emerging as they play more and more games. Certain managers have kind of figured that out at the start of the season. Obviously, it was a surprise, and that's what happened to Sheffield last season as well. They came up from the Championship. No one really expected, knew what they were supposed to expect from this team, and thus they became a dark horse in a sense in the Premier League. And I feel the same thing happened with Leeds, but slowly teams have begun to figure them out. Teams like Manchester United, teams like Manchester City, West Ham, a few other teams, Chelsea even had figured them out in the first half of the season. They went on quite a bad run where they were losing a bunch of games, but this team puts it on the line every single game. They have like 2 draws this season. It's either a loss or a draw. It's either a loss or a win for them, honestly. So it's a very, very different team to play against. A very different approach to this kind of game. Chelsea will have to outwork them, outpace them, and outclass them with tactics at every point in the game in order to get 3 points here. I do think it's possible. I think we have the squad to do it, and I definitely think we have the momentum to do it. We have been going on a very, very good run, not conceding any goals, scoring a decent amount of goals. We could be scoring more and finishing more chances, but I'm very, very confident with this team, and With that game plan in mind, let's just dive straight into the lineups for this game. So in goal, I've gone with the one and only man, the one and only Edouard Mendy. He's made himself undroppable this season with the amount of clean sheets he's kept. Again, another clean sheet at Everton, which is obviously, I mean, he's not doing much. I don't say he's under too much pressure, because that defense is a rock. It's a freaking wall, man. No one's getting past that defense. But yeah, Mendy keeps his spot because he's our number one keeper, and he's been our shot stopper, man. Let's get the golden glove for him in his first season in Chelsea. Let's do that. In defense, I have gone with a back three of Aspilicueta on the right, Rudiger on the left, and Christensen in the middle. Thiago Silva, unfortunately, has picked up a knock. He just felt a bit weird on the training field while they were training for this game, and so it's a bit of a setback. But he's gone back to the recovery route, and hopefully he will be available for maybe our game against Sheffield. Our is that a semi-final or quarter-final? But hopefully he's available for that game. But no matter, let's continue with the fullbacks now. And left wing back, I have gone with Benjamin Chilwell, not Marcus Alonso. I think Benjamin is needed for this game because there are going to be moments where we're going to have to defend very, very carefully, for long periods of time. And I think Benjamin, along with his own defensive awareness, and that is what we brought him in for, he has started to adopt a few of Marcus Alonso's, I won't say tactics, but movements. His movements up front and the way he takes on players. We saw that. We saw a glimpse of that against Liverpool, and hope to see more of that today. And speaking of Liverpool, I think this game is going to be very much like that Liverpool game. I think it's going to be a high line from Leeds, and us just pinging balls up for people like Mason Mount, Benjamin Chilwell, either Timo Werner or whoever I put in the lineup. Moving on to right wing back, I'm gonna go with Reece James. I think that left hand side of Leeds is an absolutely dangerous side. Absolutely dangerous. Harrison, Alioski, just excellent in delivering that ball, and we need to stop those counter attacks ASAP. So I'm bringing Reece James. The physicality, the power, the strength, the pace, the quality, he gets in there. I'm very excited to watch Chelsea play. You know, it kind of, I had that same feeling when we were on our 17 game unbeaten run. I wanted to keep watching more and more Chelsea games and see them play again and again. And the same feeling is back. You know, I'm very happy to watch Chelsea play, obviously. But it's obviously sad that Frank Lampard had to leave, obviously. But you know, whatever Thomas Tuchel has done, and the changes that he's made in terms of the way the team is playing, the team is performing, the way the players are performing individually, the way they've stepped up. It unfortunately for Frank Lampard, it kind of shows what he didn't do in this club. But that's taking nothing away from what he's actually done, because he's done a massive job at this club. Taking us to top 4 with a team full of youth is nothing short of a miracle, in my opinion, in the Premier League. To do that, to pull off that is an absolute masterclass. Okay, anyway, moving on to the midfield. In midfield, I've gone with a double six of Jorginho and N'Golo Kante. Now, Jorginho obviously is not eligible to play against Atletico Madrid, and I think playing him in this game will be good to kind of take the game at our pace. You know, he's kind of that player who at times slows things down, or he sets the tone, he sets the pace of the game, he distributes, he commands the midfield, he commands the front line, he commands the back line. Proper leader and honestly an unsung hero of this team. He does so much for this team in terms of not only defending, but in terms of distribution, in terms of guiding the team, in terms of shaping this team. He's absolutely world class. And obviously we have next to him N'Golo Kante, who's known for one thing and one thing only, and that is breaking up play. And what he started to integrate into his game now is a much more progressive, attack minded area that we've started to see more of when playing in the double six. That freedom to move up and to make tackles much higher up the pitch, and to even create chances like that assist against Liverpool, where he puts a long ball from Mason Mount, who then cuts inside and scores against Allison. So a lot more can be gained from having N'Golo Kante in that position instead of Kovacic. And so that is that. Let's move on to my number 10s. I have two number 10s this time. It's not just Mason Mount. It's gonna be Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic. Both of these guys are going to be, for me, extremely crucial. Very, very crucial in terms of dragging out the centre backs, to pulling this Leeds team apart, to create space for the false nine striker, who I'm going to tell you guys in a few moments. But they are going to be responsible for creating room for this team to operate in, and to for us to impose our philosophy on this game. I think it's going to be extremely crucial for these guys to be making runs left, right and center, and fulfilling their defensive duties, because that's going to be key in this game. We need to outwork Leeds in order to beat them, and we are the only team in the Premier League to have done that. So I think that's going to be extremely important for these two players to be playing. Obviously Pulisic, he's good at dribbling, he's good in tight positions, and he's good in combinations. So having him making darting runs, diagonal runs, is going to be key, along with Mason Mount. Now coming to the false nine position, it's going to be King Kai Havertz. What a performance he put up against Everton, grabbing, in my opinion, two goals. It should have been 2 goals, honestly, but the night ended with his name not on the score sheet. One was an own goal, and one was it was a handball. So a bit disappointed that his name isn't going to be etched in history for that game. But a brilliant performance from start to finish. He was on it. As soon as the whistle blew, he was darting, pressing, making incisive runs, asking and shouting for the ball, creating passing patterns, getting himself into good areas, fooling that defense into thinking into kind of imagining the different possibilities of runs he's going to make, because he's so graceful on the ball, he's so graceful off the ball. You just never know what you're going to get, and maybe that's a bad thing, but it's also such a good thing. Kai Havertz, for me, deserves to start this game, and I hope he grabs a goal or two in this game, because the goals are there for the taking. Leeds do not have the best defense in the league, and they can be taken apart quite easily. So that's the team, that's the lineup. Let me know what you guys think. What would be your lineup to face Leeds today, and who would you substitute? Who would you change? What changes would you make, and what changes would you like to see? Let me know down in the comment section below, and let's get straight into the play predictor section. Now, obviously I said that this game kind of plays into Chelsea's hands, because we don't concede many goals. We will be kind of absorbing Leeds' attack and then imposing our style on them. I think it should be a very comfortable victory for us. I'm gonna say it's probably, I'm not gonna say we might concede a goal. I think we might concede a few goals. Actually, I do not think we. Who am I kidding? I don't think we're gonna concede any goals. I think it's going to be a very comfortable victory for Chelsea. It's going to be a 2-0 victory for the Blues today at Elland Road. Who's going to score first for Chelsea? It's going to be Mason Mount, yeah. I think it's going to be Havertz later on who scores the second goal, but I think Mason Mount grabs the first one. In which minute will the first Chelsea goal be scored? Mm, I don't think it's going to take very long for Chelsea to impose our style on this game, and so I think it's going to be relatively easier to break them down because of the way they attack. They play very expansive football, very open football. So it's going to be easy for us to find those pockets of space and exploit them and absolutely take this game and basically put Leeds to the sword in this game. How many shots will Chelsea have overall? I think we'll have about nine or 10. Let's go for an even 10. Yeah. How many Chelsea shots will be on target? I think it's gonna be around. Let's go for 6. It seems like a safer option. What overall possession will Chelsea have? Now this one, I think it's gonna be a lot of back and forth. There's gonna be a lot of back and forth, and so I'm not gonna go ahead and put my usual 61 and 62. I'm gonna go with a 55 or 56. Let's go for 56. How many Chelsea corners will be there? I'm gonna go with 6. I think we'll get about 6 corners. I mean, with the kind of shots, we're gonna have a lot of shots on target. So I'm just guessing it's probably gonna be around 5 or 6, around that range. But yes, guys. So that's the prediction section for the video done. Let me know what you guys are going to predict, and if you do not have the Fifth Stand app yet, I will leave a link down in the description, both the Apple Store and the Play Store down below. So do check that out, get involved, you Chelsea fans. This game will not have a reaction, unfortunately, because I do not consider this to be a big game. I'm going to be doing reactions to the big games. So stay tuned for that. A lot more coming on the channel because the end of the season is near. It's obviously the team of the season video will be out soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm having a few guests over for that one, but today is a must win, so let's get the 3 points. I feel like I say that's every game is a must win, but it is what it is. That's the way it is in the Premier League. That's the way it is when you are part of the Chelsea Football Club. And yeah, let's get those 3 points. Come on, you Blues.